I'm noticing that right there. If this was at preschool, that would be covered up. That's one of the safety plans for a preschool, is that there will be no exposed outlets. So that would have a cover on it. I don't have a cover on it at home because there aren't any preschoolers here. At least none that are alive. I made some preschool friends with paint and those little wooden pieces. So those preschoolers are here, but they're not alive, so that won't be an issue for them. So, I'm really excited because those little pretend preschool friends I have are going to be part of circle time today. Maybe you can see them if I just do this. I already made a movie with them today. And if you're surprised that they're not falling, it's because I glued them on. But I just used our regular school glue, so I think that when I'm done with them on here and I want to be able to have them loose, I'll just be able to break them off and I think it'll be fine. This won't break. And if the cardboard sticks to the bottom, that's fine. So these little preschool friends are going to be with us today for something. And our yoga cards will be here today for something else. And I'll tell you all about that little friend today. A little bit. And I'm going to ring the bell twice because that bell did not get rung yesterday. Who's supposed to ring the bell? Me, and I didn't ring the bell. It wasn't on purpose. I wasn't like, I'm not ringing the bell today. That's not why I did that. I just forgot. I just absolutely forgot. So, I'm getting the bell ready. And very soon you'll hear the bell ring. And then it's circle time. When you hear the bell ring, I will start circle time. Circle time, circle time. Now it's time for circle time. Circle time, circle time. Now it's time for circle time. I have two things to fix about the We Wish You Well box. One of them is that actually I have one thing to fix and one thing to clarify. Clarify means I'm going to say more about it to make sure it's understood. So here's the We Wish You box. And yesterday, this name Sylvia was in the box. And now it needs to go back in there, right? That name's Sylvia. And this Sylvia name goes with another friend who also went in the box yesterday, but I need to fix her letter. So we have different Hazels. So that means I used the last letter, initial for their last name, and I didn't do the right one. I wrote that she's Hazel B, but really, she is Hazel C. So that was a mistake I made. And I know how to fix that. This is an easy mistake to fix. Because all I have to do is I use the same marker and look, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, I just scratch it out. Like that little scratch out mark means I don't want that to be the thing that's read anymore. Meaning I don't want someone to read that one anymore. I want to change it. So look what I did. So now it says Hazel C. It used to say Hazel B. Scratched out the B. That was wrong. Miss Kristen, you made a mistake. That's okay. Now you've corrected it. Her last name starts with C. So Sylvia, your sister Hazel's name is in there with the correct letter. And this box is even more full. So here we go. Close it up. How about today I let you look at the rainbow part? And we'll say, everybody, we know that we're not together in the building today because of the way that things are different with this pandemic, coronavirus time, and so we're doing preschool this way, and there are a lot of us who get to do this together, and so that makes it a different kind of special. So we're not together in the room, but we're together with our names in the box, and we wish you well. We wish you well. We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well. I notice on my phone that every now and then I'm getting a message that the signal is low. So that might mean that maybe I'm stopping on your screen. And this is my face of saying, uh-oh, because I can't fix that. I can just keep going, and then I'll save this video. So then you'll be able to watch it again or ask me. See, my eyes get big when it happens. Something that doesn't make sense to you, you let me know. One of my big kids, Eliza, she says, Mom, you always say the same thing over and over and over again. So maybe it won't even matter because I say the same thing over and over. That could be. I've got a question for you. Maybe you can imagine what it is. This is the part where I'm about to do the joke of the letter of the week. If you don't like this joke, we talked about it at the business meeting, and if you don't like this joke, now would be the time to walk away, plug your ears, ignore. If you do like this joke, then it's your lucky time, because I'm going to act it out today with the little preschool friends. So this is our letter card. This is the other alphabet card. This is the yo-yo. The yellow yarn looks like spaghetti. To talk about it. So these are going to be the preschool friends of me. Okay? Sound I'm going to do as well. So I think I'm going to ask these little preschool friends. They're going to be here. Friends, and I'm pretending to talk to them. And I'm going to ask them the question. Preschoolers, what is the letter of the week? Oh, because I want to know, that's why. What's the letter of the week today? Why? Because I want to know, that's why. Will you please tell me, what is the letter of the week? Because I want to know, that's why. There's a letter of the week, and I just want to know, do you know, what is this letter of the week? They keep asking me why. Because I want to know, that's why. Will you please just tell me? Wait, are you saying that the letter of the week is Y? Yes! Do you get the joke? Please. It might deliver better in real time. Like if we were in the same room, we could get to play that joke together. It's one of my favorites. So are these little friends. Oh, well, I made a whole movie about it this morning, so if you want to watch that over and over, you can sure do it over and over. The letter of the week is Y, and Y often makes the sound that goes yeah, yeah, yeah. You maybe saw my tongue moving in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When it was pinkish, that was my tongue right, kind of curving flat and curving back a little in my mouth, and then when it looked black in there, it's because my tongue moved out of the way, like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one of the Y words is about this friend. This is a book about a family, and it's a book about yawning. if you looked at this, she could have been screaming. She could have been singing. She could have been opening her mouth to copy the bird. But she's yawning. And I know that from reading the words on the front, that this book is called The Yawn Goes On by Sally G. Ward. And this book has a hole in it. It was made that way. Can you see that there's a hole, right? Where her mouth is a hole. The yawn goes on. So in this family, there is a mother in it and a father in it and kids in it. There are not always mothers, fathers, and kids in a family, or mothers, fathers, and kids in a house. I think they also have pets. Not all houses have pets. They live in an apartment. Not everybody lives in an apartment. They take the bus. Not every town has a bus. And then they do things that nobody is doing in town right now. An office. And there are people together in that office and no one is wearing a mask. That's not like my town now. One of the kids is going to school in the room with their teacher. That's not happening in my town. One of the kids is going to daycare. That is happening in my town. There are still daycares. Do any of you still get to go to daycare? To your child care center, to a babysitter, to a daycare provider? That's going to match. Oh, let me see. That's the daycare, so that's the same. Now there's someone in this family going to the zoo. The zoo near me is closed. No one is allowed to go visit at the zoo. They went home on a bus. I don't know, are there still buses in your town that are you can go on? They're taking a bath. Not all homes have baths. Not all homes have showers. That's true. Not everybody has that at where they're living. Mother reads stories. That's the last page here. And that maybe is happening at your books to read. So let me read it to you now. It's called The Yawn Goes On. Mother wakes up. Father wakes the kids. You see that? So see what happened. Mother yawned first, and then father yawned. Now look who's yawning. Charlie gets dressed. He started yawning. The sister hilled herself. Father takes the bus. He's still yawning. Or he's yawning again. And the yawn goes on. That's like the experiment some of you have done. The mother yawned, then the father yawned, then the brother yawned, and then when the fight and he yawned, that other neighborhood friend, that person in his community, yawned. The yawn went on to someone new, to that person who's delivering newspapers. Hey, that's still happening in my town. The yawn goes on. Mother works in an office. Charlie goes to school. Oh, there's somebody new yawning. Hillary plays at daycare. There's somebody yawning. And the yawn goes on. Look, there's a daycare provider in the background wearing an orange apron, waving goodbye. The daycares in our town have masks now. I don't think they have to wear them all the time, but they'll wear them sometimes. Or the grown-ups will wear them when they come to pick up their kids, because the grown-ups have been somewhere else. And oh, this is the zoo part. They call it a park. After off to the park. Now look who's yawning there. some creature who's in their little cage habitat. Home on the bus. Then father gives the baths. Oh, more yawning. Mother reads the stories. More yawn. And look at this very back cover of the book has the last page. The yawn goes on. The owl was the last one yawning. That was a real yawn. It happens. It can happen in real life for people. If you are with somebody who wants to play the yawn game with you, you sit around and you take turns who will get to yawn first. And so the first person yawns and then see if anyone else yawns. It's just how we're wired as humans. We do that. Some yawns are contagious, different than like the virus is contagious, but meaning if one person does it, somebody else is probably going to do it, and then somebody else is going to do it, or maybe the first person will do it again. Now I'm going to show you this friend. Before this friend got this sad face, that friend was yawning. Like a nice gentle yawn. It was evening time and the friend was yawning. And then the grown-up said, "Oh, honey, you're tired. Let's go to bed." And then look what happened for that friend. That friend wasn't yawning anymore. That friend got worried and couldn't fall asleep. Even though that friend was tired and they already had their bedtime snack and they had their bedtime stories and they had their drink of water and they got tucked into bed. They had their blankets, they had everything they needed, and they still couldn't fall asleep because they were worried. Look at some of these things they were worried about. This one is about being worried or mad still because all of their plans kept changing. That's about the mama who said, "Oh yeah, I'll play with you. But then look, she had more to do on her computer. And so that friend was thinking about that, like, yeah, the plans always change. Things aren't like they used to be. I thought we were going to play together and then we couldn't. This one is about the busy brain. That friend's brain has been so busy all the time, thinking about so many different things, worrying about so many different things, trying to figure things out. Busy brain will keep that friend from sleeping. Let's skip down here. That's a picture of a attic. So there was a lot of laundry all over the house. There were drinks that were spilled all over. People were grumpy. That's been my house. And worse, there's even been dog poop on the floor. The bathroom was dirty. It's chaotic. And it can keep me from being able to fall asleep too. Like it feels stressful, like, oh, everything is so messy. Everyone's so grumpy. That was keeping this friend from falling asleep. Look at this one. This friend is having a hard time sleeping now because they were bossed around all day. They felt like someone was being bossed to them. Now, lots of times, remember, it just might be your grown-ups taking care of you, and they are going to tell you what to do because that's their job, your safekeeper. So they might be like, you've got to put your shoes on. And that doesn't mean that they're trying to be a mean, bossy person, but the child feels like, everyone keeps telling me what to do. Or then if you've got older brothers or sisters telling you what to do, that can affect you at nighttime. It might make it hard for you to be able to fall asleep. Or this one, look. I'm pretending that that's that friend's grandpa. And that friend's grandpa is far away. So they can't go see them. They were going to go on an airplane and they can't now. So they're missing their someone from far away. Or this one. that friend started thinking, what about monsters? Even though that friend knew they're not real, that friend started getting afraid of it. What if they're real? What if they are? I know they're not real, but I'm still scared of it. I can't sleep now. I can't sleep. We've got 4 more things that happen to keep this friend from sleeping. This one, their body was sore. They'd been sitting at a desk. A lot of big kids are doing this. And a lot of grown-ups are doing this, and their body feels sore because they're sitting at a table or at a desk, or they're on their tablet or their phone, and so we're bending our heads over a lot, and our body gets sore about it. Look at this one. This friend started getting worried about what if they get sick. So many people talk about the coronavirus, or they talk about people dying, or they talk about people getting sick. And then this friend started worried, what if I'm afraid? What if I get sick? Or what if someone else gets sick? And then look at this one. Their tummy started to hurt. Not because they were sick, but they were nervous, anxious. Their tummy was starting to hurt. And then this one, couldn't sleep because they started thinking of all the places they wanted to go. Some of you have told me you miss going to McDonald's because you can't go inside there. You miss going to the playgrounds. Some people really miss going to church. You miss going to school. You miss going to play dates. Well, you're like this friend. You have that in common with this friend. So even when this friend was yawning, they went to bed and they couldn't sleep. And that makes my eyes watery because I know what that feels like, and that's a really hard thing to experience. You can't make yourself go to sleep, can you? So I have some things to show you next. And if this friend was a real friend here, then this friend, I'm going to pretend, had some things that would be helpful to them. The first thing I do is this. I cannot make this friend stop worrying. That isn't how it works. No grown-up can make you stop worrying. No teacher can make you stop worrying. But I can hear what you're worried about, and I can hold it in my heart. That means I hear that you're sad about and things are feeling chaotic. I know plans keep changing. I know that your brain is so busy. I know you miss someone far away. I know you're tired of feeling bossed around. I know your body is sore. I know you're afraid of getting sick. I know your tummy hurts. I know you're scared of monsters. I know you miss going places. And I can't fix that, but I put it in my heart, and I love you, and I hold that for you. And here are some other things you can do. So I can't do these for you either. These are things you can only do for yourself. And I'll take pictures of these so you don't have to only watch it with the movie. What if you did this mountain pose when things were feeling so chaotic and wild at home? You could get still and tall and keep your body very not chaotic. Mountain pose. What about when the plans keep changing and you're like, oh, I thought we were going to do this, I thought we were going to do that. What if you do tree pose? Trees are flexible. Trees keep their roots in the ground in a breeze, but they can still sway back and forth. What about when your brain is so busy and you can't even talk right and you can't even stop thinking about things and you just can't keep track of things? What if you try to do turtle pose? This pose is so tricky that your brain might stop being busy. What if when you are tired of feeling like people are bossing you around and it feels like they're being mean and grumpy and bossy, what if you get into plank pose and just stay there a little bit after you've done the thing that your grown-ups want you to do? Just get strong and still. Lift yourself up. Keep your hiney down. It's not dog pose, it's plank pose. You're trying to be straight and strong. Straight as in your body, that kind of straight. What about when your body is sore from sitting? You could do down dog. Downward facing dog. This could feel so good on your body. Just get really long, really strong, and don't forget to keep breathing. What about if you miss somebody who's far away and you can't see them now? Do an airplane pose. Pretend you're on that airplane. Think about them. And pretend you're flying to them. What about when you're afraid of getting sick? Strong pose. Okay? This is your strong body pose. And also look at this friend. They're looking straight ahead somewhere. And look at their hands, pointing strong one way and the other. Do this pose and pretend that you're pointing at all the helpers. Point your hand at the doctors, at the nurses, at the CNAs, at all the people who would be there to help you if you got sick or if someone else gets sick. And then you could pretend you're looking at them. Stay strong and just look at those healthcare providers and think, that's right, that's right, that's right. What if you're afraid of monsters? You know they're not real. I'm telling you they're not real. All those drawings that are in books and on movies, afraid of them? What if you do this pose? Warrior One. It's another one that's really strong. And you're not pointing out to the sides, but you're pointing straight up. And you know what is real? Among a lot of things your family might want to tell you about that is real, the sun is real, the moon is real, the sky is real, and that's always there. Point up at that. That is real. When your tummy hurts, not because you're nervous, you're worried, you're anxious, you can give yourself a little twist. Look at how twisted up that friend is in pretzel pose. Give your belly, it's like you're giving your own belly a hug. You're giving your tummy a little squeeze on the inside, and that can help. 2 more. This is the last one of the problem. What about if you miss going to those places? You miss going to the McDonald's, and you miss going to other restaurants, and you miss going into stores, and you miss going to your school, and you miss going to visit people, you miss going to your church and the playgrounds. Do cobra pose and pretend that you're peeking up at those places. You won't really be, right? Because you're not there. But look at that friend and do that and pretend that you are that friend looking at the place you want to go. Get tall, get tall, get tall. This has your legs on the ground. It has you bending at the waist and your hands are strong on the ground and you're looking straight ahead at wherever you wish you could go. And there might be times you're getting in trouble at home. There could be a lot of problems because you're a kid and that's typical. And also because there's more stress. So some people have timeout. Like, oh, you need to go to timeout. That's different than what I'm about to talk about. This is about a time in. This is when you just get to have time with somebody that you feel safe with. You can ask for a time in. If you were at preschool with me, that's what happens sometimes with teacher time. When you're having a hard time at preschool and you just need some teacher time, that's the same idea. Is there somebody safe that you're living with that you can have time in with? And remember, if you'd rather not, if you don't feel safe having time in with somebody, all of these things, your body, you can do by yourself, however your body does it. You don't need to have bodies that look like this to do it. It's the idea of it. It's the way, how can you be tall? How can you be strong? How can you be still? Thank you for being with me today. I feel kind of like I miss you extra today. When I imagine you being worried or not being able to sleep, it makes me get kind of watery-eyed. But remember, I've got you in my heart. This whole box, this is me thinking of you and wishing you well. So get your little finger up. If you got a little finger, you can copy me. Get your hand out. And round and round the circle we did roam. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home again. Round and round the circle we did roam. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home. One more time. And I want to take off one of these. I usually wear the same earrings every day. I never take them off. Not at bedtime, not in the shower, not when I go swimming. But I took them off today because this is not the one I want to show you. My friend Jill, who lives far away, sent me these as a present. And look what this friend is doing. That friend is doing tree pose. So for the last one, I'm going to have this friend do the goodbye one. Thank you, Jill. Here we go. Round and round the circle we did roam. Last time. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home. Bye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you, I love you, I love you.